Hey everybody, welcome back. When we last left you on the 24-hour build, we had just finished up the frame fabrication, pulled the frame from the jig, and sent it over to the lift. So today in part two, we're gonna follow along as we get all the rest of the fabrication done, get the frame into a roller, mount the motor, space the wheels, build the exhaust, mount the fender, build the sissy bar, all that kind of stuff. So appreciate you guys being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hope you enjoy following along as we enter into part two of the 24-hour build. All right, so we got the front end on the frame. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the back wheel in here. Slide our axle in, and we got a pretty quick roller. First thing we got to do is get the motor set in. Once we get the motor set in, we can align our rear wheel and look at making wheel spacers. So we thought we had all the motor mounts, but we were actually missing a couple of motor mount spacers, so it wasn't a big deal. Once we had the motor lifted in, I was able to make some measurements and jumped over on the lathe to machine those up.
I was just thinking, there's no oil filter on this motor, but this ain't even a motor we use. The other motor's already painted.
Good.
Alright.
And I did get clicks
Yeah.
for the video.
My turn to Joe. Matt, I need the other jack. This, the other, I'm sorry, yeah.
Would be like, nope, and they click.
I was already on.
Yeah, we just put a 47 on.
Yeah, we're under. I'm just trying to
Or
get
put
it.
the
Sorry, were you holding it
tail
down?
light on.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
I was like pulling up to give you clearance because we were having trouble getting
That shit, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, people click on it. So just click
Okay.
it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what.
the upper one.
Oh, I have no idea what. I just bought this motor to have for a mock-up. It came, that was probably sitting in there.
How's the weather?
Anybody know where the notepad is? Don't mess with that wheel yet till we get the space. Yeah. No, that's not the one I'm looking for, but that's fine. Oh yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's cubic.
So I grabbed my notebook, making some measurements. Had to make 3 little spacers for the front motor mounts. Nothing major. Use some 1-inch diameter aluminum round bar.
The motor's just sitting
machine
on
them
the
to
bottom.
length.
It ain't tight or anything yet.
Just wrote down all my
So,
dimensions so I could
you gotta
go
get
to the
it.
lathe one time and get everything done.
Yeah, it's pretty much sitting on that jack.
Yeah.
It's got that offset jugs. Like the wheel, that's
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, which probably look really screwy.
That's what I was saying, standing back there with fucking these contact with another head also.
Spacers?
Yeah.
Is your caliper mount off the
Yeah. Yeah. It'll mount off the spacer, actually. Let me make these motor mount spacers. I guess we'll make some, just make a tab. Like all here and there. We got so much room, we can just lift the motor out of it. It could just, yeah, just be weld on.
Yeah. Yeah, just a U-channel right around it.
Yeah, because it's not, we got so much height.
Yeah, all the, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess this really could have probably come swoop down here more, but. Yeah.
We'll look for the.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You want to make up like a pattern?
So here we are over at the lathe. Got this fired up, making these engine mount spacers so we can align the motor and then get our correct dimensions for our rear wheel spacers. The rear wheel spacers are critical because they're going to hold the brake caliper mount as well as space the wheel and the bike where we want it. So Mike here just test fitting up the rear seat, trying to get a look at how everything's looking. we weren't 100% sure how we were going to mount the seat hinge. Um, Seat rail section was a little bit shorter than we had originally anticipated, but it ended up all working out good. We got the seat hinge on perfectly, fit nice up against the fender. You'll see here coming up in a little while after we run through some trouble. The original fender I bought was a 6-inch fender blank, nice radius fender, but the actual radius of the fender looked like it was made for like a 30-inch wheel or something. Didn't know that obviously until we kind of started cutting the blank up and laying it in place. And that was a total mess. Almost sliced my finger open on the fender, and it was just loads of fun. So here we're getting our front motor mount spacers in, get our bolts installed. That's got our motor located. That's why we decided to utilize that little small portion of the frame. Saved us from having to measure and locate the motor from scratch. We had these 2 front motor mounts that held everything into place. And then we'll be able to make our rear motor mount, and we know our motor square in our frame without having a bunch of trouble measuring and figuring, making a whole bunch of mounts when the factory ones work perfectly fine. So here we are trying to mess with our original fender, and we just decided it totally sucked. So then we started looking around the shop for different options. We were a little worried we were going to be totally shot out and be done with the project here without having a fender. So we dug around, found some little pieces and scraps of fenders, but nothing was working. And so we took a minute, did some digging. Tom and Matt went across the street to the storage warehouse.
Where's Johnny at? Here. Hey, work. Got a sissy bar too, damn it.
What's that off of?
It's XS 650.
That'd probably work. Not the sissy bar, but I mean, it would get real.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Want to pop that off, Matt?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. The bolts were loose and everything, man. You loosen it, lose the bolt, pulled it right off. How awesome is that?
He said, what tools do I got here? Give me a second, we don't need a fucking tool.
Meanwhile, in an effort to keep everything rolling like we wanted, while we were finishing all the mock-up fabrication, Tony completed the body work, got the tank based in a little silver base, and then started to apply our nice blue paint. Can't remember the name of the colors from Tropical Glitz. They're a semi-local paint company we use for a lot of our cool colors.
Was it really?
No.
Halloween's no good? Train's still come out?
Yeah, but they go drink.
Oh, listen. Frank right there wants a perfect before he leaves tomorrow.
Money. Thank you.
No, right? Juan said he'd go get his stuff. Will you authorize that?
I pulled a couple down from
Hey,
out there.
Frank.
Yeah,
I wouldn't work, but they're way too
They're too short, yeah.
Yeah, right time.
Well, that's why you got a tattoo machine up front.
You know what I'm saying?
Jack up the jack a little bit, please, Tom. I think I gotta make this shorter, I believe. Oh no.
fender mounting brackets. Frank's over take welding up the stainless steel flanges we're going to use to make the exhaust. Got the front pipe there, you can see, and make up the rear flange. Start on the rear pipe. Tony's back at it, laying down a couple coats of clear. We got some special 15-minute clear for this project, so that everything would cure up in time for us to assemble with such a limited time frame. Added our little 24-hour logo. Juan drew this up for us. It's on our shirts and stuff, and now we got one on our tank. Frank over here working on the rear pipe. Ended up with just a kind of simple set of shotguns. We'd originally planned on using these little flared tips, little short megaphones. I had seen a set of pipes on another bike. I liked the style, but as the build progressed and we really looked at how they were going to go, I just really didn't like the way they were looking. So, with a simple set of shotguns, we added a little heat shield later on in the day or kind of early morning. See that in episode 3 as we're doing the final assembly, but just a real simple, clean set of shotgun stainless steel pipes. While Frank was working on the pipes, I jumped over on the lathe. We switched out our 3-jaw chuck for our 5C collet chuck. We're going to make up the foot peg mounts here. Started off with some 3/4 inch stainless steel square bar. That's why we switched to the collet chuck. Got a square collet. And turned down a portion of the square bar down to 3/8. We'll cut some threads on it, and those will go into some Harley FLH style cast reproduction floorboard mounts that we're using to mount the foot pegs onto the frame.
Oh, cool. You know, I was thinking too, I have these, I meant to tell you last night, but I guess you were almost basically asleep. I have these labels I was using here. Yeah.
So
this will go through the mount on the frame. This will get bent over, but I don't know how high or anything yet, so I'm just going to thread both ends
Okay.
Just as whatever pre-work we can do, you know?
Gotcha.
So we got the machined up peg mounts and we got it installed in the frame. Just making a measurement here. We'll heat this up with the torch, bend it over, and then be able to use it to fit our foot peg on. Obviously, just had to make the measurements from side to side. I set the left side first, basically kind of where I thought I wanted it, and then we'll just make the right side to match. We got some nice cast aluminum reproduction copper pegs that we're using. I just thought they fit the theme good and they work well to mount on the stainless steel square. So again, just confirming our height side to side, and we'll finish up this part and get it mounted.
Man, I'll tell you, this is nothing like I was imagining it was going to be. I mean, it's
I thought it was gonna be squashed more.
I thought it was going to be, you know, like I was going to have to do this. Yeah, dude, this is just straight machine, like same bars that are on the King Tut. Just straight, like make some bars.
So I got to sit on the bike, make sure everything was looking good, and the teardown began. Zapping up a couple of the final welds as we dismantle and got access to some stuff we couldn't reach with parts in place. But we're just getting it stripped back down to the bare frame. Once we get the bare frame, we're going to get that wire wheeled, clean up all the little weld slag and anything we missed weld wise. We'll finish that off and hand it over to Tony for paint and be ready for final. So that's going to do it for today. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, spending your time watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Keep you up to date on all of our latest stuff. Try and add some interesting shorts here and there during the week. Our regular weekly videos on Saturday, and sometimes a little bonus content during the week if we get something cool in the shop we're working on. So, yeah, and I always appreciate everybody being here, and we hope to see you next time at Gattis Garage.